All right, guys, I really appreciate everybody taking their time to check out my CLK. I think this car is awesome. It's definitely a really cool driver. I think it's a survivor, really retro. I love these vintage Mercedes. Not this vintage, not saying this is like a super vintage Mercedes, but anyway. And they're just really hard to find because, either you have ones that are never driven, right, and they have like no miles, so you're afraid to, you don't want to do anything, you don't want to drive them anywhere, or they're just beat to hell and they're just completely, ragged out. So anyway, that's why I think this one is super cool, and I also like the color. So we're gonna do a top, up, down, and then we're gonna end with the top up, so I can do my pictures of the top, and then we're gonna do a walk around. Engine running, light check, and then I'm going to briefly go through the interior on the car. So here we go. And if y'all know anything about convertibles, to run the top like that 3 times and not see any delay is really what you want to see, because I've seen them sometimes, whether it be a Porsche, Mercedes, BMW, whatever, the motors, you can tell they're getting weak when you run them like that because they start acting slow at the end of the last cycle. So we're doing a light check here. We're going to demonstrate all the lights functioning. All right, so let's talk about cosmetics on this car. Okay, so it is 25 years old and it does have 116,000 miles on it. As a result, there are some scratches. I want to point out a dingo right here on the fender, right there. And this is really, really hard to see. I don't even know if I can pick it up, so y'all have to take my word for it. Right here, going almost the entire expanse of the hood, and right here, and right here, looks like maybe somebody was drying or washing the car. There are some very light scratches. If you wanted to, I have every confidence that a really good paint guy could all but make those go away. But in my opinion, as a driver, I mean, do that if you want to, but I don't know. I would leave that to the winner of the auction. But that is the main. I mean, on the, there's some light scratches on the trunk deck. Right there's one. But the hood is the main thing I wanted to point out. I think everybody bidding or looking at this auction kind of understands what they're looking at and what they are buying. All of our lights functioning. So the rear window is basically perfect. The seal is nice and tight, intact. It's been outside and we've had some pretty crazy southern rainstorms, and there's no leakage inside the cabin. So it does have xenons, which is pretty neat. I couldn't say for certain if that's rare necessarily. It's just nice, so when you drive it at night, you can actually see. So the engine compartment, I didn't clean this. I didn't have it detailed. This is how I got it. Super clean. It looks like we have a new AC compressor on there. You can see in my underside pictures, it looks like we have a new AC compressor, and the AC will freeze it'll freeze you out. I'll just put it that way. All right, so let's talk about our seat electronics. Big thing on these Mercedes is passenger complete check. Everything is good. 0 issues on the passenger. Headrest even works. Super cool. Okay. So now we are going to talk about the driver's side. The driver has a glitcho that I have discovered, and I have also discovered what I'm going to call a workaround. So to put the entire seat backwards, when you push the back, it goes forward. When you push forward, it goes forward. So it's all the way forward right now. Headrest, good. Back, good. So here's the workaround. I've had these before where I've replaced the seat switches and that didn't fix it. So here is my suggestion. The memory settings still work. So you can go all the way back with memory. Right? See that? The seat back is all the way back. This bottom. This part here. All the way back. And then once you get it all the way back, you move it to where you want it. And then you, as the driver, if you have 2 drivers, you can set the memory functions for each driver. If it's just one individual driving, then it really doesn't matter. So that is the workaround for what I would call glitchy driver seat electronics. My advice would be to not worry about it, or worry about it if you so choose. Okay. So we're going to reposition to our eye set. Okay, so as you can see, our hazards are working. We're going to turn those off so nobody thinks we're getting mugged. See the gauges, everything functional. So we're going to turn the lights, well, we'll leave those on, I guess. That way I don't forget while I'm driving home. Okay. All right, we're all set here. Okay. I've used the cruise. It works. You have to take me on my word on that one. The one wiper, check. Horn, check. Our onboard computer, or whatever you want to call it, the info display here. Everything functional there. No malfunctions. That's what we want to see. And then you can do your various settings. Yeah, we'll get to the Star Tech. So heated seats, driver, high, low, off. Passenger, high, low, off. Door locks, check. And the remote even works. The remote lock, unlock functions. I think super duper cool on that one. So headlight washers, check. That was funny. Rear headrests, check. I don't really know why you'd ever adjust those, but you can if you so choose. So we're going to turn off the seat heater. Climate, everything here works great. AC will absolutely freeze you out. Heater, well, I will do my thermometer in the vents when I get home. All our various positions, defrost, doot. All right, good there.
Let's take a look at 278.
Stereo, good. So I had this cubby replaced. It was deteriorating, like they all do. It actually just pulled straight out. I've done them on the C-Class, and you have to like disassemble the whole stack. Pain in the butt. This one's nice. It just went in and out. And then we have new buttons here and new buttons here because they were completely deteriorated. Okay, we've done our top. So you can turn off traction if you feel so inclined. We're gonna do that window. We're gonna do this window. We're gonna do this window. And we're gonna do that window. Okie dokie. So trunk pop. It just popped. Mirrors. Driver mirror. Oop, looks like we got a bulb out. We have HomeLink for your garage door opener if she's so fortunate to live inside. All of our dome lights, check. Oh yeah, and okay, so the cream of it, man, look at that. Now I really wish it powered on. Obviously it wouldn't work, but she's dead. I seriously feel like Michael Douglas in Wall Street, you know. Greed is good. I love it. I love this. It's so cool. So it wasn't plugged in when I got the car, and I was hoping if I plugged it in, it would charge, but no such luck. But there you go. A vintage StarTech. Super cool. All right, guys. Let's see. I think that's about it. Or I do think that will do it. I'll close the trunk up. I'm gonna grab a few pics of the car with the top up. Close the hood here. So I hope she finds a good home. I think it is a really neat, cool car. There we go. All right, guys. As always, I'm here for questions. Thanks.